It's just not worth it. After another full year of travel, we decided to spend 4 full months back home. Last year, we only had time for a 2-week visit. The main reason for the extra long stay this year was that we had planned on looking at real estate. We wanted to discover if anything had changed. We did notice some change in both cities and have to say it wasn't positive. But where we did notice the real change was in ourselves. So stay tuned, and we are going to discuss options that are now available to us that we never realized were even possible, and they can be for you as well.
You're the boss. The boss, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Good boss, man. We're from Canada.
Yes.
3 years ago, we sold just about everything we own to go and see the world. We also gave up our Canadian residency. Since then, we have visited well over 30 countries and loved traveling throughout every one of them. But we have come to realize we don't want to spend the rest of our lives living out of a suitcase. We are loving every minute of it right now, but we also realize we're not getting any younger. Because of this, in certain countries, we extend our stay to try and get a better feel of what it might be like to actually live there full time. And of course, we never gave up on returning to our own country, Canada. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
And a real big emphasis on the sharing. That really helps the channel.
Once we got settled down in Victoria, we started to look at real estate. We ruled out downtown Victoria very quickly. Watch our video, Victoria's Dirty Little Secret, and discover why. But there is an area that we have always been interested in. It's Bear Mountain in Langford. It's a lovely area with lovely homes and truly caters to people looking for a fun, active lifestyle, such as ourselves. Another nice thing is it's close to all the amenities you could ever need.
We asked the realtor to show us a cross-section of what was available. He did a great job starting us with an 800 square foot 2-bedroom condo at Bear 1. This is a new luxury development right at the top of the mountain with gorgeous views. We then went on to see larger condos right up to the penthouses, as well as some townhomes and single-family detached homes. Prices ranged between $800,000 for a 2-bedroom condo on a lower floor up to over $3 million for a beautiful detached home. Yes, prices are still very high in Victoria, but next to nothing seems to be selling, and the listings are growing rapidly. So who knows what will happen in the next year or two. I personally think there's only one place for British Columbia real estate to go, and that is straight down. So as you can all see, Bear Mountain is a lovely area and there's some lovely homes up there. And after our tour, we got back home, we started talking, started crunching some numbers, and this time we can 100% say we will not be buying.
You know, it's not the price per se, it is that we have changed and we are different people than what we were a couple of years ago.
Three years ago when we started it all, yeah.
Okay, you can see we're not buying today, but let's say prices fall 50%. For an example, we are going to use this lovely home at 2219 Riviera Place. We really like this home. It is listed at $2,750,000 today. If we reduce that price by 50%, we are now at $1,375,000. So let's examine that number a little further. Onto that price, we can add the BC transfer tax, which works out to $25,000, closing and legals $2,000, which brings us to a total of $1,402,000. Not bad at all for a lovely home like that. But let's examine what that's costing you. Starting with loss return on investment at a very conservative 7% is $98,140. Add in the taxes, $9,081. Insurance, $2,200. Maintenance at again a very conservative 1% of $14,000. This works out to $123,421 per year. And let's divide that by 12 months. And it comes to $10,285 per month. And let's remember, this is at 50% off. Personally, we would rather take that money and see the world, tick off one bucket list country after another, and jam as much adventure into our lives while we still can. No stress, no worries. But we all know nobody's going to discount their home 50% today. If you're curious, though, at today's price, that works out to $19,667 per month. That doesn't make any sense to us at all.
Wow, 50% off, you say? Where do we sign? I'm sure a lot of you are thinking that right now. And, you know, no one loves a deal more than I do, and I was the same way. But things have definitely changed.
You know, these were big, beautiful, perfect homes, but neither of us could get excited about the possibility of living in them.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny, even at these 50% off prices, we still don't feel any excitement, and that's why we are really clear that it's not the right time for us to be buying real estate in Canada. I don't know what it was in the past. Where do you think your excitement came from?
I think the excitement for me was that I knew if I bought that house, it was the capital appreciation, and it was like a side hustle for me. I worked full time and I would renovate the home, and that's it.
Yeah, and me, not so much, I don't think. You know, investment properties were totally different, but my personal homes, I took real pride in maintaining them, and you know, I had the perfect lawn, and you know, I really, there was a real sense of pride of ownership in my homes, but that just doesn't excite us the way it used to. Before we go any further, we just wanted to clarify that we totally understand, to a lot of people, their home is everything to them. It's their castle. And we can relate.
We used to be like that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't too long ago, and we were the same way.
So a lot of our friends think we're crazy, and they could never do what we're doing. And that's fine.
Yeah, I believe, you know, success in life is doing what makes you happy. And we're going to support our friends and anyone else for that matter who's working to that end.
You know, I hate to keep slamming Canada, but since we returned to Canada, I've been really frustrated and kind of depressed. The state that it's in.
Yeah, it's not getting any better. It started in Vancouver for both of us, and then when we came over to Victoria and saw it wasn't any better, yeah, I agree that it's depressing. It really is, and you know, our kids live over here.
Yeah. And definitely, you know, we hope that things will get better here.
And yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed. But in the meantime, it's kind of nice to be discovering, you know, possible new options if we decide to settle down.
There are options out there.
No, for sure, for sure. You know, another thing that I really love about this new lifestyle is we have never been fitter or happier. In the past, you know, if it wasn't splitting firewood or, you know, packing rocks in the garden and what have you, that was my fitness, and you know, as the gym as well, and it was boring, and but you know, now we walk miles every day.
Yeah. Every time we get into a new city, we explore it, and we're all over the place, and life is exciting again for us.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We average between 10 and 30,000 steps a day, and it doesn't feel like exercise.
No.
It's you know, it's exploring a new area. And what was our record in Petra?
I think 32,000 steps that day.
Yeah,
So
and that was
crazy.
up and down, but it's fun, it's exciting, and you know, it's just where we're at, and we're loving it. And as far as those options go, the more we travel, the more beautiful countries we discover where you can live for a fraction of the cost. Yeah, and it's really funny in the sense that the more gorgeous places we discover to settle down, the less we seem to want to do it.
I know, it's like we want to go on to the next place and the next place, and it's that sense of freedom to just go wherever you want, whenever you want, and we just stay flexible the whole time.
Yeah, it's it's actually kind of scary how drastically we have changed in 3 short years, and just the way we look at life and the way we look at possessions, and interesting times, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Never underestimate how saying yes to something wildly out of your comfort zone can change your life for the better.
So, as we mentioned earlier, each to their own. We know this life doesn't work for everyone. But for us, we're loving our new life and our total sense of freedom.
So on that note, we're going to say goodbye from Victoria. And so please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. See ya.
Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everyone.